folks. There is no easy way to ease my way into today. What's going on, Sepulros, T-Bone, Dangle? Um, today's a rough day. Today's a rough day for the art community in general, and specifically for our dear friend, internationally known and celebrated artist Lee Cozy. What's going on, Don? Hey, lady. So I have been talking with Lee, um, and Lee has asked me to address the group. So I am going to address the group. Lee is not going to be live tonight, as you can tell by him not being live. Lee is likely not going to be live tomorrow either. So for those who are in the Discord, Lee had mentioned a few days ago that there was a flood in San Diego. Now, Lee also said, I'm fine. The house is fine. They are on a hill. They are way above sea levels. Their house was good. But Lee went to his storage today to pick up some boxes for something he's got to do in LA early next month. And ended up knee deep in mud and finding out that his entire storage unit, which includes all of the high-end framed large format paintings he has done and regularly takes to the Comic-Cons, have been destroyed. There are a few pieces that may be salvageable because of the framing job and how well they were wrapped in cellophane from the LA Comic Con that we did. What's going on, Carlos? But it looks like a lion's share of his work, his life's work, has been unfortunately destroyed. A big part of his personal collection has been damaged. Things that he has collected, accumulated over the years, have been damaged. And obviously, Lee has gathered the paintings he may be able to salvage, the ones that are framed that he can get out of a frame and kind of assess where the damage is and if they are salvageable or just a total loss. Some of the paintings that were affected are ones you're familiar with. The Karate Kid painting that was turned into a puzzle has been utterly destroyed. The Cold Slither painting that he did for, I believe, Hasbro has been looked to be destroyed. He has sent me pictures, which he has kind of authorized me to share with you, kind of highlighting how bad it was. His No Signs of Life, the picture of Luke on the Tauntaun on Hoth, appears to have a little bit of damage. It may be salvageable. It's actually what he's currently working on as I speak to you. He has set up a drying room in his studio at his house to try to. Oh, good. He may go live after. Okay. He may that he said I can share. So I'm going to. Obviously, because of this, we're going to ask for a little bit of patience for Lee as he goes through all of this. On a side note, all of his art that he did in his studio is fine. We have all of the art from last week's or 2 weeks ago's Star Wars thing. Don't worry about that. The items that he has sent us have arrived from Puerto Rico. So those will be out next week. There's Lee. Hey, buddy. After tomorrow. Today he is scrambling. So here is what I've been allowed to show. From his PC, these are the original 50th anniversary Topps Mars Attacks. From his PC, you'll see other boxes, his Star Wars stuff. Those are no more. Yeah, you can see the capillary action has caused tremendous damage. These are... This is no signs of life. That is the extent to what he can see. This is the one that he is working on, I believe, tonight to see if it's salvageable. You can kind of see the watermark right there. This is the extent of the damage to the place. You had about 2 feet of water inside. Here's Cold Slither. I mean, you can see the mud lines. Sadly, there's the Karate Kid piece. It is... You can see the water inside the frame. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like that one's going to be salvageable. Not to mention the sheer cost of the frame jobs, which are anywhere between $500 and $1,000 per frame. So a very, very sad day for the art community and for Lee specifically. So he is going to be working on that today, possibly tomorrow. If he can go live, as you heard him say, if he can go live tomorrow, he will try. But it sucks. It's a lot of hours of one's life that, I mean, the art is one thing. The time put into it is another. I mean, that is days, weeks, and months of somebody's life that got destroyed in one foul swoop. So I can't go into too many details, because I'm sure there's too much to discuss and some things that don't need to be discussed here. But Lee did ask me. He said he's listening in the background as you saw him pop in. He asked me if I would just let everyone know that, you know, we need to have a little patience. It's gonna take a little while for everything to get squared away. So it sucks. Obviously, I don't have a ton of words to describe how just awful that is. Even when he was telling me, I called him on the phone, and I was just like, man, I don't even have words. Like it is overwhelming. What's going on, Scoobs? So it was just, you know, bad news bears. It's not good. So we are going to, yeah, exactly. Sapuros, don't even know what to say. It's like how you can't. Nothing I can say is gonna bring back all of that time that was lost. So, I mean, Lee, we love you, man. You have one hell of a community around you, and you can be damn sure we will be rallying around you, my friend. So while this absolutely sucks monkey balls, to put it in the worst term I can think of that I can say without really getting in trouble, we got you, homie. You know we do. We will figure something out. We will get this back on track, and we will get things moving. Scoobs, a flood wiped out Lee Cozy's um, storage room, including his higher end, large format framed paintings that he has brought to the Comic Cons over the years, and part of his personal collection as well of things that he keeps for himself. So um, he's not going to be live tonight. If he can manage it, he may be live after our stream tomorrow. But as of right now, he's busy trying to salvage as much artwork as he can. As you can imagine, this is very time sensitive. Unfortunately, he was not notified quickly. I'll leave it at that. So he has very limited time to salvage anything if he even can. So he is going to keep us posted on what can be salvaged. What's going on, Motley? How you doing, man? He's going to keep us posted. I will, do the best I can to keep everybody in the loop and mention things. But it sucks. It's no bueno, and I don't know. I really don't have any other words, man. So, um, so with that, on a brighter note, and I know this isn't brighter for Lee, but a brighter for all of you. Not to completely bring everything down, but it is information that you need to know. I do have all of the Star Wars artwork. Lee was very nice. He put them all in envelopes for each person, sealed them, added a bunch of goodies for you. It feels like I they're sealed envelopes, so I'm assuming there's a bunch of goodies because definitely feels like there's a bunch of goodies in those envelopes. So I will be pairing those up with your cards, and I will be sending them out next week. My shipping will likely be delayed next week as well. I will probably hold those until Wednesday when Doug and Trevor can kind of go over them and, um, you know, see what we can do. Crack them open, just don't mix them up. All right. I won't mix them up. I kept a log, so I have them. But yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of goodies in there. What's going on, Hellbolt? Love you, man. So terrible way to start the show, but it's like a band-aid. You just got to rip it off. All right, where am I at now? Oy vey. Okay. He's like, I don't rip band-aids. I go slow. I like to. It's the pain that makes me feel alive. I don't use band-aids. I just slap a little super glue on there. That's it. Get a little new skin. Um. So I'll watch the VOD to see the chat. Currently manning the blow dryers. Yeah, that just it sucks. It's a lot of work. It's unfortunate. If it don't sting, I'm good. Yeah, I've taken a chunk out of my hand on a bottle exploding. When I opened it, it was under pressure, a Corona bottle, and was just bleeding buckets everywhere out of my finger. And thankfully, one of the security guards that we brought in for moonlighting was also a first responder, and he always had like a little crossbody book bag, the little ones that he always had an e-kit in. And he was like, "Oh, hold on, I can fix that." And like literally poured some iodine in there, cleaned it out, and then applied the medical super glue. And he's like, "There you go, you're good." I'm like, "Is that super glue?" He's like, "Yes. Medical super glue is amazing." He goes, "Honestly, regular super glue, the one you can get in the store, also will work. And believe it or not, and I'm not a medical doctor, so I didn't confirm this. He said the super glue you buy in the store is going to be, um, what's the word? You're not going to get an infection. There's so much chemical in it that it would kill any bacteria. So it's naturally antimicrobial. So in a pinch, if you're in a bad spot and can't get a cut sealed, believe it or not, over the counter super glue like crazy glue is uh, is not going to cause infection. No, if you pick at it, tear it open, and reopen the wound, then yes, it'll still get infected. But if you're in a pinch, it is a contractor's friend when it comes to cuts. I have a first aid kit for my first aid kit. I have a first aid kit in my kitchen, bedroom, game room, and closet. 12 kits in a 300 square foot apartment. This is, here we go. For work, I have one. Here we go. Yeah. And it has alcohol pads in it too. In case I get a paper cut or cut myself with the number of razor blades I play with on a daily basis in the studio. At the house, Mrs. the Breaker has no less than 15 mini kits that are different tins colored by Ollie or whatever the name of the company is. Ollie. But if they come out with a new tin, she buys it. I'm like, honey, we have 436,218 band aids, 14,282 alcohol swabs, 4,200 iodine tablet swabs, and 4 butterfly kits. I think we will be okay, considering the hospital is 4 blocks away. That's Mrs. the Breaker for you. She has OCD. Oh. Gin Artifact MTD check. Yep. There you go. You gotta have an MTG deck in the bug out bag. Before I got married, when I was running nightclubs and moonlighting, I had a bug out bag. Oh, Dangle, does it look amazing? Yes, it does. You know what else looks amazing, Dangle? Have you seen the multi-sport um keepsake and the keepsake football? The keepsake football is sold out everywhere. Good luck finding keepsake football. They don't even have it. There is no keepsake football at Super Break. You cannot order it from them. It is all gone. I don't think, I want to say, and Trevor, correct me if I'm wrong, we had a shot at buying a couple of the keepsake premier boxes. But at the time we were offered them, there was no information on contents. It was vague. And we didn't get them because we had just purchased the cases of premium and all of that other stuff that we bought a month ago. So we just dropped a ton of money on the stuff that we did. If you remember last month, we had an awesome spattering of things, and some of the stuff is still left over. A couple of these are still left over from there. Anybody going to CreepyCon February 2nd to 4th? Where is CreepyCon? Excuse me. I don't know why I'm tired. Not only did I have my espresso this morning, I had an additional frozen coffee with an extra shot of espresso about an hour ago. And I am Ontario, I'm assuming Ontario, California. Now, Crystal, I have to warn you, there's a lot of East Coasters and Northerners in this chat, and you will say Ontario, and they're going to go, Canada? Because the first time somebody told me Ontario when I moved here, I was like, wow, you're going all the way to Canada? It seems pretty far. So I found out that there was an Ontario, California, and an Ontario, Canada. Exactly. Yeah, Scoobs, that's right. Home to the Ontario rain. Yeah. Hey, there's like 4 Buffaloes, 3 Ontarios, a couple of Dallases, a few Kansas Cities. Oh, excuse me. Now let's segue into art. Some of you may have seen we posted some really beautiful graphics, courtesy of our man T-Bone. A little collab with our dear friend Kaiser, letting everybody know that Team Up still here. The Zeo covers are still here with the additional giveaway. Oh, I'm sorry, Zeo's right there. There it is. We have a gaggle of things. We will be deciding on this tomorrow. Oh, here's something, I don't know if anybody knows that we have this. So this is everybody knows we have this. This has been selling like hotcakes. As a matter of fact, this is our last box. Yeah, I need the focus to be right about there. That's where I want it. By the way, anybody who's been watching sumo, there is a really good fight that's going to be at about 4 a.m. Pacific out of Japan. That is the current Yokozuna versus an up-and-coming fighter who is actually leading the tournament, and it's going to be one heck of a fight. The Yokozuna is Terunofuji. And the up-and-coming guy is Koto Towaka. So, this is the last one of these, but I don't know if people realize this is their Glow Premium Edition. This is their 2023 one-time guaranteed auto. And the best way to describe this is it's going to be somewhat similar to a degree. What's going on, Steven? Nobody say the M word. Steven and possibly Maddie are here. These are the same price as these. And these are just the straight autograph, homie. No filler or anything in here, I believe. It's just get that sig and move on. There's the Sumo Open, the 24th annual in May, Walter Pyramid at Cal State Long Beach. I found out I am disqualified from international sumo competitions. I know it's a shock. Because I have facial hair and tattoos, I cannot be recognized by the Japanese Sumo Federation, and I can only fight outside of Japan for ranking due to the fact that I have tattoos. Even though it is relaxed for non Japanese fighters, they have officially banned tattoos and facial hair from tournaments to clean up the look. So also, if I were to commit to becoming a rikishi, I would have to grow my hair out into a ponytail top knot, mandatory. So due to those very harsh requirements, I unfortunately will not be pursuing a sumo career. I know, Don. I know. It disqualifies you too. So I was heartbroken. That's all I can say. Yeah, it's because of the Yakuza. Um, there was not recently, but a long time ago, the Yakuza got into sumo. Um, and I mean, I might be talking out of my butt a little bit. They basically said, we're not going to let the Yakuza in. No matter what you do, you'll never legitimize yourselves in sumo. And effectively have had multiple rules put in place that literally just stopped people from the Yakuza from going after, from getting wrestlers and having their own houses and stables and such. Sumo actually do eat extremely healthy. I know I can't help it, Trevor. Listen, I will make everybody a deal. Oh, you read my mind. I was gonna say I'll stop talking sumo if somebody buys something. And as soon as I go to say it, Ice Wolf's like, yeah, shut up, DC. All right, that is, oh goodness, 4 spots. Oh, there's a lot of Super Bowl squares for that one. There's a lot of Super Bowl squares for that one. All right, for our Super Bowl squares, you are getting 4. Jimmy says hi. This one you're getting quite a lot. I'm gonna round up for you because it's only $3 difference. Let's see, 12, 13. 13 spots. You're almost closing it out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that leaves only 13 spots in the Super Break Super Bowl squares. If you are interested in snagging some of those final spots in the Super Break Super Bowl pool, a great way to do it on the Lodo, my friends, is to buy one of the final 5 spots in There Will Be Blood force me to open it, because each of those is going to be 2 spots. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. When we sell out this break, we will be almost completely selling out, or I shouldn't say selling, giving away the Super Break Super Bowl squares. So, food for thought, people. Food for thought. Now let's get to the goodies. Oh, actually, wait a minute, Ice Wolf. I was wrong. You are actually only getting 4 for the Super Break Super Bowl. Ha ha. I read that wrong. Because amalgamation and the 2 for 222 for is in effect. I believe your 2 for is 13 and 10. Let's take a look. Amalgamation 13 is going to be Ice. Lucky number 13. And oh, I don't have team ups up. That's strange. Oh, I accidentally closed a couple of windows on accident when I was setting this up, so that's probably why. That was probably one of them. Yeah, there it is. There's team ups. And it is 10. That's actually scary close to being sold out, all things considered. Not only are these 2 items about to be opened for your viewing pleasure, looks like Ice Wolf is taking my lead on the Super Glow one time. So Ice Wolf, what order would you like these done in? Boy, oh boy, I am so glad you guys cannot smell through the screen. I don't know what I ate yesterday, but it is not agreeing with me. Let's start here. All right. 2023 Super Break Super Glow one-time edition. We're gonna go with old Blue. You're my boy, Blue. Bonne chance, mon frère. It's Emery Jones. What up, EJ? 41 out of 50. I believe, is that a gator or a tiger? I can't tell without the logo. I think it's a tiger. I think it's a Clemson tiger. No, the Topps Razor is this one. DCD Collects presents Team Up, featuring Brian Kaiser Tillman and Dr. Alvin Hernandez. Ice Wolf got 10 of 23. Space Ghost! I crack myself up. I are funny. And Batman. Boy, that is a great black right there. Does any do you know how difficult a consistent black like that is? I don't think you do. I challenge any one of you that is not a professional artist, and even some of you that are, to try to get that much coverage, that even, on a sketch card. And this is gray, by the way. Doesn't show as well on camera, but in person, this is black on gray. All right, I'm not going to lie. I saved my personal favorite for last. There's no bones about it. Amalgamation is one of my favorite things. Draw a stick figure Batman. This did not get enough love. Ice Wolf is changing that narrative. Lucky number 13. Oh! Ow! Oh, we know where this is going. We know where this is going. Okay, I will. Hellride, Hellboy, and Ghost Rider. Oh, yeah. See what we did there? Yes, Crystal, Kaiser has amazing work. Kaiser's work can be found in Saturday morning cartoons and team ups. Yeah, those are the only two we have left that feature Kaiser. For now. There you go, man. I have to convince the husband. My dear friend Don gifted me an amazing Jim Kelly, Josh Allen set that I am pretty fond of. I have, may or may not have made me cry. I have quite a bit of Kaiser. Isn't that right, Jim Kelly? He's he's in his own world. God bless him. You. Is it still runny? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. He's a little under the weather. Did you want me to give you a really big hug? Will that make you feel better? Yeah, okay. It's okay. I mean, Trevor, I like to think so. What would those humor me, Trevor? What would those be outside of the deal if you matched them up? That'd be like what, 250? So you're saving about 28 bucks? That's your morning coffee from Starbucks or Tim Hortons and lunch at Dunkin' Donuts or um Tim Hortons. For those who haven't had a Tim Hortons bagel sandwich, oh boy, they were better before Burger King bought them. Burger King really screwed with the Tim Hortons legacy, but it used to be great. Well, I hope you win it, Hellbolt. Get that money. All right, I need to get that water that Carlos wanted me to drink. Oh. Hey, maybe you guys will get the same numbers. You can split it. All right, Ice Wolf, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Have some pleasant dreams, and I hope tomorrow's work is easy. Although I suspect stealing diamonds is never easy. Oh, yeah? Okay. Just tired. I don't know why. I just want the mega plier. 2 mil, that's all. Yeah, not greedy. I mean, I thought about it about a year ago. What is the number that would solve all of my problems currently without worrying about things moving forward? And the number was 275,000. If I had 275,000, I would own all of my vehicles outright. I would own my house outright. I would have no debt, and I would have almost a year of rent in California paid off. That's it. So 275,000. That's all I want to win. Anything over that is just gratuitous. Under 2 mil, I won't quit my job. Yeah, no, yeah. Yep. Yeah. If I hit 2 million, I mean I wouldn't quit this job. Um California dream, no debt, right? Uh if I won 2 million, I wouldn't quit this job. I would pay somebody to do shipping. Um that's probably the only change is I would pay somebody to do shipping so I didn't have to do it. But aside from that, I would still do this. I would probably it would be less family friendly. Yeah, Saburo's like, yeah, you and everybody else that doesn't want to do shipping, right? Yeah. Ooh. And I probably wouldn't be driving to work if I had 2 million. I would probably be driven to work. Yeah, I know. I have to put things in a box and I can't open them. Uh, Don, me, I would pay you a living wage. Again, if I had 2 million. I would go to work by helicopter, but as Kobe Bryant could tell you, helicopters in California don't mix. Because he crashed about 30 miles from my house. 40 miles from my house. So that's going to be a hard no on the helicopter. Hard no. Oh, it was. Yeah, he was not qualified to be flying that helicopter. Um, but still, I mean, if there's one dumb pilot, there are more. Saw the news today. Oh yeah, yeah, yep. Don, I would love to be a fly on the wall when you know what? I'm gonna one better. Don, this is how this is gonna go. Hey honey, what do you think of us moving to California and working with DC and Doug and Trevor and Lee and doing some shipping? Um so I've secured two parking spots in the in the studio with that wonderful view that you loved. Um, and that's where we're gonna live. Oh, I'm going alone. Oh, I'm leaving now. Fair enough. That's how I feel that going. It is. There will be blood, Dangle. It's actually in the because technically it's a draft break. But yes, it's in the writing. Yeah. So Sepulros, I read the article too, and boy, oh boy, it was gross. It was gross. It was gross. Ugh. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's scatologically intense. What has been claimed about him, and I mean, I've always known, and I've always had the opinion that Brock Lesnar was a turd sandwich wrapped in burnt hair, cradled in a used baby diaper filled with week old Thai food that sat in the sun for a month. But nothing. No, that's really who he is. I'm not surprised that Brock Lesnar is who I thought he was. It sounds like, sir, it wouldn't be an easy talk, but if she can read and paint, you'd be surprised. Oh, it's true. There you go. Hey, man, I want her to pick up paints again. Yeah, it was not good. We always knew Vince McMahon was not a good human being ever, ever. But it's a different level of he's literally a poopy human being. I didn't know he paid to cover up the Jimmy Superfly Snuka murder. I had no idea. that he bribed people to make the Snuka thing go away. And it wasn't until recently when they tried to retry him that it came out. Um, so I have met Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He has personalized some things for me. Um, Obviously, it never came up in our conversations, but I didn't know. Like, I knew it was never investigated. I didn't know that there was basically proof that it was paid off to not be investigated. And when the person died and it came out that he was paid not to put forth the evidence, they tried to retry Snuka, but he was deemed uh, insane with Alzheimer's and died a few short months later. But I knew about it. I knew about the Snuka thing. Yeah, he was, and sure enough, the judge wasn't wrong. He was dead a few months later. So, a wrestler that's old wrestler. Oh, hi, mommy. If I don't have to fly, and it won't take a week to drive there. California is only a 3-day drive if you take your time. 2 days if you push it. Is Lilia old enough to drive yet? Does Lilia have her license? I should know this. What? The Falcons? Yeah, why? Why? Okay. It would be a very long walk for Hellbolt. Yeah. Yeah, of water. There you go, Don. Oh my God, Don. To get your license in California is so difficult. And there are so many hoops to jump through now that I'm not lying to you. When James turns 16, I will go back to New York and have him get his license and permit there using our property address. Because it is insane the number of mandatory hours you have to log with somebody, and then have a long period of time where you can't even get your license, and then have to have a parent permission note to drive by yourself for like the first 6 months after you even get your license. I will. It would be easier and probably more cost efficient to fly to New York, use our New York address, which is still our home, and have him get his permit, and then 6 months later fly back and have him do his driver's test. Agua. And yet people here still can't drive. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, Stephen, in their defense, half of them don't have licenses. There are so many unlicensed, uninsured drivers in California, it would make your head spin. The worst drivers far and away are on I 10 between Houston and San Antonio. Hell, between Houston and Katy, Texas, are the worst drivers on the planet. Believe me, I've drove in Chicago, I've driven in Indianapolis, I've driven in Boston, New York City, Buffalo. I haven't drove in Toronto, but spent a lot of time in their traffic going on the QEW. I've driven in California, in Florida, Texas, far away. I have driven, personally, From New York to Florida and back, from Texas to Florida. I have driven from New York to Indianapolis. I have driven from New York to California. I have actually, holy crap, I've driven a lot. By far and away, Councilman Chef will tell you, so will Lady. I-10 between Houston and Katy, worst drivers in the world. Most of them should be hung by their thumbs. Excuse me, I burped. Awful. They're the worst. They're painful. Mira. Quieter. She can hear you, though. One, two, three, four. I'm counting spots.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mommy, I threw the ball, and then this happened.
Oh my goodness.
Did you
I can't. It's the yawning will not stop. It won't stop. I'm trying. It won't stop. Dangle. No, Hellbolt. Every time I raise my voice, Jimmy gets louder. It is what he's doing. And then he yells at me that he can't hear, even though I'm the only one actually working. By the way, Dangle, have you heard Johnny Cash's grandson sing? Johnny Cash's grandson sounds exactly like him. Don says, when I got my CDL, I scheduled my road test the same day, got the permit and the CDL 4 weeks later. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's not like that in California, bro. You have to have logged hours. It's insane. I don't know the exact hours. I think Sapporo's asked me. I don't remember what they were. Doug just went through it with his son and was like, oh, we had to have this many hours and we had to have this trainer and we had to have this mandatory class. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. You can bet your bottom dollar I will spend the $400 and I will fly him to New York. We will get the permit and fly back the next day. And it will be cheaper than half of those driving schools. Well, yeah, because you can just transfer your license over. I need to do that. I still don't have a Cali license. I still have my New York one. So, Dangle. His grandson's name is Thomas Gabriel.
I don't know about this yet. We should probably sign him in. And then we need another wide receiver. We need to trade him.
Google Thomas Gabriel sings Johnny Cash. CDL school was 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday for 4 weeks, on top of working full time. You know, Dangle, it's going from New York to California is not as bad as from going like Florida or Texas, because New York has some pretty high taxes as well. It wasn't a substantial jump, New York to Cali. It would have been if I went from Florida or Texas or one of the other states that don't have state income tax. But the New York to Cali move was not crazy. It really wasn't. So while people complain about it, and yeah, it is more. But here's what I will tell you, God honestly,
Irritated.
I'm only paying
So,
a handful of percent more to live in California,
we need Dennis.
which is, no offense to my Buffalonians, 10 to 15 times nicer
Ooh, that was
environment as far as weather, views, and things to do in close proximity.
God's child was on you.
If you want to do something great in Buffalo, you have to go to Canada or Pittsburgh
Dennis is
or New York City.
stuck on time.
You're really not going anywhere in Buffalo to do anything awesome unless it's a Sabres game, a Bills game, a Bandits game. Albright Knox Museum. Outside of those, the Science Museum is actually really good. If you're ever in Buffalo and want to do something in a day, the Albright Knox Museum and our Natural History Museum, our Science Museum, it's really good.
Oh my God.
But aside from those, there's nothing. Nothing. Now, I live about 40 minutes outside of LA,
Yes.
depending on the weather
Go.
and the way people drive.
Yeah.
Well, no. I live about 45 miles, which is an hour and a half.
Wow.
I live 99 miles from Anaheim, I know, because I drove it on Monday. So it's about 45 miles to downtown LA from where I am as the crow flies.
Okay, this is beautiful.
I can do literally whatever I want at any given time within an hour and a half of where I am, no matter where I am, within a 3-hour radius of where I am. There is so much. The drive to work is right by the ocean. Don got to see it. Don got to drive from the Nard up the coast. He got to see it. Just had no sales tax, but don't ask what the income tax is. Yeah, no, I get it. It's different, and I tell this to everybody. My mother's like, "Oh, the taxes." I'm like, "Ma,
Change the play.
compared to New York, it's not a crazy increase. The people that are complaining are the people from the Midwest and the South who don't pay taxes, that don't have the additional taxes that we have. That's it. I get hammered because I'm technically an independent contractor. I'm a 1099 employee. I am a sole proprietor of my own business, and I work contractually with DCD Collects. So I get taxed up the wazoo because I'm an independent contractor. That too, Sapporo's. I've driven through Arizona, but I didn't get to stop very much. We did stop at next to the big crater, but I didn't get to actually stop at the crater.
I almost got a Victory Royale.
Nothing.
Nothing.
We didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I played Fortnite.
Well, that's not nothing.
Hold on! I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Daddy. Well, she's going home. Mommy, stop.
Tell mommy I'm sorry.
Who?
Tell mommy I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, daddy sorry.
For what?
Because the house looks like poo poo.
Oh. Daddy, Mommy's sorry.
No, opposite.
No. Mommy, Daddy's sorry.
I'm apologizing via surrogate.
We know Daddy.
Yeah.
So, which place was I?
Fifth.
Fifth, Mommy.
Okay.
Dennis?
The A's stadium situation is comical at this point. Oh, if it involves the Oakland A's or the Vegas A's or the A-holes, yeah, it's going to be a joke. I listen. So I will say, I was excited yesterday when premium gas was only $4.43 a gallon. When I saw 4.43, I called Mrs. the Breaker and I said, "Bring all of the cars. Bring the cars, the helicopter, bring the boat, bring the jet skis, bring the gas-powered roller skates, bring everything we have that is gas run. Bring them all and let's fill them up right now." I know I did. I left the house like poo poo. I was lazy today. You may not know it. I'm actually fairly under the weather. I have not been well for the last day and a half. I don't know if it's just starting or if I'm in the middle of it. I don't feel good. I was in a bathrobe until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I just didn't want to even take a shower or get dressed. I don't want to do any of it. I just was like, I'm not doing this. Oh no, but yeah, gas is cheap elsewhere.
No way! Hold on, mommy.
What's up, dude?
Look at this. I threw the ball
Yeah.
to Dennis, my rookie, and he ran that much yards.
All the way to the house.
Holy! And then he got tackled for a touchdown.
Nice.
That is beautiful.
I love it. What team are you?
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
He has found Tecmo Bowl.
excuse me. Royal Bowl. No, Retro Bowl.
I'm sorry, the Clone Retro Bowl.
They changed it, Daddy. They changed it about clones, so.
I was gonna say, Scuba, you want me to ship my cats to you? That's weird. One of them's old. She wouldn't make the journey.
Caring. Come on.
Bo Jackson all day. It was Bo Jackson on offense and Lawrence Taylor on defense. Those were the two. Bo and Lawrence. If you had LT, you're blocking every field goal.
Get out. And then, I want a piglet.
If you had Bo, you're just running circles around everyone. Literally. Because that's how he was in real life. Actually, in real life, he just ran you over and kept going.
I'm literally looking for something. What do you mean you can hear me so good?
Oh, Jimmy, it's because your blanket was probably on the microphone.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. You're right. I'm wrong. Story of my life. Dangle says, how many more days until the pitchers and catchers report?
No, Mommy, no, Mommy.
I don't know. Let me ask Google.
Oh, stop that to me. What I'm trying to say is I don't like these headphones because when
February 14th?
when I play, I can hear them and you. And that's annoying.
The Dodgers are doing the 9th.
No.
Dodgers are the 9th. Padres on the 11th. 18 other teams have declared the 14th.
Mommy? Now I can hear you better.
I am not a Raiders fan,
Ready, Mommy?
but I am a Bo Jackson fan.
Oh, hold on for a sec. Let's play the game that we've been always loving. Ready? This is gonna be so fun. Yeah, I'm about to gonna choose. Which one, Mommy? City Highway 2, Tokyo,
Bonos.
Training in
Is that you that just sent the invite or the request? Okay. Yeah, I accepted it.
What, two?
That is great.
Hello?
And I love the baseball tie-in. We'll put this on there.
I think I have you on mute.
And make sure. Okay. How great is that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not great,
Sorry, I have
but how
you on
bad
mute.
is that?
Mommy? Why is it always on mute? No. Mommy, you're on mute.
While I'm on Discord, can I send Chef an invite? I sure can.
What?
Give me a second.
Hello, but what did you say?
Ooh, excuse me. All right, Chef.
Mommy.
Sent.
Mommy. You were on mute. I put you on mute. For some reason, I tried to turn it off, but... Mommy. What did you say?
All right. I can get back to paying attention to my live show now.
And I was playing the game on the driveway. Mommy. Mommy. I'm out of the game because I... Forget about it. Mommy.
I never understood
You know when you
the appeal, Sepulros, of the Vince McMahon autograph
picks you up and you have
or
to
the
go again?
Dana White autograph
I wasn't...
or Roger Goodell's autograph.
So I could...
I never understood the appeal. I still don't. You're the CEO.
Try this again.
Congratulations. You make more money than everyone else. I don't
And like...
there's a lot of people who look for those. If you collect grease balls, yeah. If you collect, murderers and serial poopers, then yeah, then he should be on the top of your list. I'm not gonna lie, I unintentionally have autographs of murderers. Mike Danton, Sean Avery, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Aaron Hernandez, Ray Caruth, O.J. Simpson. Hulk Hogan's son. Actually, I don't think that kid died. I think he was just severely paralyzed. I guess any paralyzing is severe, so that was redundant. Danny Heatley? Yeah. It's when you have a car that can drive miles per hour higher than your IQ. That's where you fall into problems. Someone has to be the fall guy to make these huge empires possible. I don't remember who said it. It was a politician. I don't remember who it was. But it was when they said it was resounding in my ears. It was very profound. But somebody said nobody can make $1 billion. You have to take $1 billion. If you make $1 billion, you are stealing money from the people working for you, making the money for you. And I thought it was profound. Nobody makes $1 billion. You only take $1 billion. I mean, I've never seen more than 100K in my life, so I don't know. And that was only because I borrowed the money to buy the house. It wasn't even my money, so I've never seen real money. So I don't know if it works, but when they said that, I was like, wow, it's poetic. I think she was talking about Bezos. But it was it might have been AOC. Oh, absolutely, Saporos. Yeah. I love that Shane McMahon was such a tool that he couldn't even get the empire from his dad. I think that's hilarious. That Shane was such a turd sandwich that Vince couldn't step down and give it to him. That just wasn't going to happen. He would rather sell it and have it held publicly than give it to his son. That's how I read that transaction. Yeah. Yeah, oh, no, exactly. He would rather cash in, make it a public company, and screw over his son. Shane, that is a true story that has been corroborated a few times, that Shane said they should have bought the UFC. It would have ruined the UFC, but it would have been good business if they did, and it turned out as big as it did. But, I mean, if it was just up to their devices, they would have destroyed it.
What should I do?
Yeah, oh yeah, Saboros, oh I know. Yep. He had to. He had to escape his father's shadow. Had no choice. Japan has a really strong professional wrestling following. Has for 100 years. Frankenstein survived. It's alive! Alive! Congratulations, Lee.
You are breaking up and I don't even like it.
Yeah. And even then, the Taker didn't want to be doing what he was doing and didn't come back for the last half of his career unless he was allowed to do the character he wanted. Well, that is a bit of good news. Yeah, pretty much. All right, everyone. It's 7:20, which means it's 10:20. We're gonna go first last call. First last call, and I am gonna step away for just 1 second. I need to take a look outside. I heard something. It was just the people cleaning. It's trees. Trees and an entire valley. Man, I am happy to hear that Lee has at least one piece saved. Hopefully, the rest of them are salvageable. All right, everybody. Last call. We are out of here. Tomorrow will be a brighter day. What's up, baby?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
So my armpit's irritated.
Okay. Well, I am almost done, and we will go home and we will
You made me bring this.
rectify it. I didn't make you. You asked, and I just let you bring it.
4?
Okay. We out. One last check. All right, done. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, today not a great day for the art world, but it sounds like there are some phoenix feathers rising from the ashes. Hopefully the full bird comes out. Lee, I know you're listening. We are all pulling for some salvaged work, making sure that you can keep some of your sanity. I know you lost a lot, but it's good to hear that some of it at least is salvageable. Ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you. Take care of yourselves and each other so that we can do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have a distinct feeling we will be selling out. There will be blood, and we are going to end the week on a high note. It should be extremely exciting. We're not going to do any rating. We're just going to dip out today. I love you all. Jimmy the Dancer. That's his name. He won't be Jimmy the Breaker. He'll be Jimmy the Dancer. All right, everybody. I love you and good night.